Okay, we're going to go on and get this thing going. We are so excited that y'all are here. This is our second installment of our Office 365 webinar series. So whether this is your first time here with us or if you're a long-time client of ours, we're so excited for y'all to participate with us today and help learn something. So I'm Ellie Snyder, the Director of Marketing Automation here at Enable. And we absolutely love helping churches. It is our passion, our purpose, why we do what we do. So we hope that today this will give y'all some tips and tricks into the tools that you use every day to, help your ministry and grow your ministry. So today specifically, we'll be looking at the productivity features in Office 365, and we'll be looking at the E1 license level, which is totally free to all nonprofits, which is great. So most people start their knowledge with Office 365 just thinking email, calendar, maybe use contacts, but it can do a lot more than that. And so I'm excited for Melody to get going with that. Before we begin, there's a couple of technical things I wanted to go through with you guys. So you can pause and rewind the webinar at any point. Just use the icons in the bottom left of your screen. And if you joined anonymously, please put your name in the Q&A just for us to know that you were here. That won't go out to everyone, it'll just go to me. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the Q&A box on the right side of the screen. We will get to as many as we can at the very end. And if we don't get to your question, we plan to post those all on the recap page along with a recording of the webinar. And we're going to send that out after this, either tomorrow or the next day. So that way you can access it later or pass it along to coworkers who didn't get to attend today. So with that, I wanted to introduce our speaker to you guys. Melody Parlett is our Managing Director and CRM at Dallas-Fort Worth. At our Dallas-Fort Worth office. She's been here at Enable for a couple years and loves working with churches. She has a vast knowledge and experience working with you guys and has been in your shoes before in her own church. So she loves taking time to find more ways for y'all to be productive. So we're excited to learn from her today. A quick recap of what we'll be going over. We'll be doing a deep dive into these three of the included features in Office 365, specifically Planner, OneNote, and Outlook. Melody will be doing a demo of these and talking about them in real life, church-specific scenarios, which is great, really applicable. And then, yeah, we'll have time for Q&A at the end. So again, I wanted to reiterate, since we had a couple more people just hop on, the things we'll be going over today are totally free and included in all the E1 licensing, which an E1 license is free for all nonprofits. And if you have any questions, please put those in the Q&A on the right side of the screen. So Melody, I will let you take it over from here.
Great. Well, thanks guys for taking some time out today to take a look at Office 365 with us and to see how it can help you do what you do faster, better, less stressfully. What we're going to do today is go through some kind of real world scenarios about, things that come up in your day-to-day life in ministry and in the work that you do. And we're going to talk through some tips and tricks on how to increase your productivity there, how to make things just a little easier. And we'll show you several tools to do that. I'm excited to get started with you guys. As Elle said, I am in a ministry position and have background there from my church, and I'm really excited to share with you what I've learned. So let's just dive right in. So scenario number one, special events have so many moving parts to keep track of. How can I clearly communicate deadlines and responsibilities for each team member? So you guys run across this all the time especially when you're planning special events. You've got volunteers, you've got staff members, you've got deadlines, you've got building to manage, supplies to buy, all kinds of different stuff, lots of moving pieces. So Office has a great tool to help you work with all these moving pieces together, and it's called Planner. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so what we'll do, if you're following along at home, if you've already got Office 365 and you're a learn through doer like I am, you can follow along with us. You can get started at portal.office.com, and portal.office.com is the front door into all of your Office 365 tools. So you can see up here, I have all of the ones that I use the most, and then if you click down here, you can see the rest of them as well. So we are going to get started with Planner today. It's this one with the green people on it. I've already got it open, so I'm going to just pull it up here in this next tab. Oh, here is a quick productivity tip for you. If you don't know, you can always click on a link and have it open in a new tab in your browser by clicking Control and then clicking your link, or Command and clicking if you're a Mac user. And that will open it up in a new tab instead of taking you off of the page you're already on. So that way I can still have all of my handy shortcuts here and get to the tools that I need. All right, so this is Microsoft Planner. It is Microsoft's version of a project management tool, kind of a basic Kanban style system where you can take your tasks and things you have to do and put them in buckets. So I want to show you how easy it is to get started with the plan. So I have here a plan already built out for Vacation Bible School planning for next year, because I know we are already planning for next year. But I want to show you how to build out a new plan. This is going to be my shiny new plan. And I get to decide if this is going to be public for anyone in my organization or a private plan. So I just pick and choose the people who need access to it. I chose a private plan. So it's going to go ahead and create it here. That took about 10 seconds, not very long at all. From here, what I do is I want to add buckets and name them. You're automatically going to get a to-do bucket. You can change the name of this if you want. And you can add as many buckets as you want. So let's call this one shopping list and my favorite. There it goes. So, okay, I have my to-do list, my things to buy, and my meetings to have lists. And from here, you can quickly go in and just start assigning tasks. I need to email my volunteers. And it's as easy as that. And you can make lists that are that simple if you're just keeping track on a very basic level. You also have some options to go in and add more detail to any of these. You can set a due date. You can assign a task to a specific person on your team. So what I want to do is just show you how you add members to your team. Right now, it's just me in here on the list. I'm going to add Ellie in, and I'll add Travis to my team as well. So just by typing in their name, if they're members of your organization, you can just pop them in that easily. So now I've got some people here on my list, so I can go in and assign this emailing task to Ellie. Okay, so building a plan and getting started is just that simple. So let me show you a plan we've got built out a little bit more. So here's my VBS 2020 plan. So you can see here I have several things going on. I have some basic tasks. I have some tasks assigned to other people. I have some tasks that are scheduled for a day. So my meetings have been scheduled at a specific time and day, and I've even invited some people to them from here. You can also attach files right into your task list. So this is a supply meeting. And so I've just gone ahead and attached my VBS supply list Excel sheet right here to my task for simple grabbing. Everything's all here right in one place. The other thing you'll notice is there are some flags here on some of my tasks. These flags, you can flag, you get to customize what your flags are, and you can set them for any of your tasks so that you can quickly sort them and say, okay, show me all the things that relate to volunteers or all the things that relate to staff, and quickly narrow down those tasks that you're looking at. It will also show you if your task has a due date and that due date has passed, you'll be able to see that pretty clearly here from your to-do board. The other way that you can keep track of what's going on the whole of your project is to take a look at some built-in charts, some analytics that Microsoft provides for you for your projects. So you can see here, I have 13 tasks. I have 11 that have not been started at all, and 2 that are late, 1 that's complete. So that's not a great start, but don't worry, VBS is a whole year out, so we'll get there. This is a way you can keep track of what's going on in each one of your buckets, what the progress is. You can also track by member how many tasks they have going on, how many of those tasks are past due, to help with a little bit of accountability and visibility into who may need some help, or what area of things may be falling behind. So make use of those charts if you are a visual learner. Planner also has a schedule, so you can go ahead and schedule out your tasks or meetings right from here. And this calendar will integrate into Outlook for you. It's really easy to subscribe to this calendar, and it just shows up in Outlook as one of your shared calendars. We will talk a little bit more about how Planner integrates with Outlook later on in this webinar. But it will also integrate into your Outlook tasks list, so that if you're used to using tasks and doing all of your projects in Outlook versus in Planner, you can still do that and keep good visibility into your task list from day to day. The other thing I'll point out here is My Tasks on the left-hand menu. As you get going in Planner and you have several different plans going on and lots of tasks up in the air, you can always click on My Tasks and focus in on exactly what's been assigned to you and where you are in progress with it, whether it's started, whether it's late, whether it's completed or in progress. So you have a quick window into just the things that are yours to do, so you can go this way and get them done. Once you are complete with a task, you can just check the box, and then it will automatically move it over to your completed work, and then you're all done with that. Okay, so let's move on to scenario number 2, now that we've talked a little bit about Planner and how we can keep track of big projects. So number 2, it's so hard to schedule meetings with my team. Trying to find a free hour between all of our schedules can feel like running in circles. There has got to be an easier way to get meetings on the calendar. Stop me if that sounds familiar. We've all heard it before. We've all struggled with this. So what I want to show you is just some easy ways to handle scheduling through Outlook. So I am going to click on the calendar section of Outlook here. It's going to take just a minute to load. Sorry, we're going a little slow today. All right, so we've got our calendar up here. The first thing I want to point out is that I have a couple of different calendars on my screen right now. I have my personal calendar here for our intents and purposes, and then I also have a team calendar over here that's got a little more stuff going on with it. One thing that you can do is you can have more than one calendar in Outlook. So you can add another calendar if you want to have one to help keep track of departmental meetings or activities with volunteers or things that are not part of your personal stuff, but you want to be able to kind of see it all in one place. You can have more than one calendar. You can also share your calendar with the people who you schedule things with on a regular basis. So let me show you how to do that. You can click on the dots here by your calendar and click on sharing and permissions, and then you find the person you want to share it with. So I'm going to share my demo calendar with me. And I trust me, so I'm going to say I can view all the details here. There are some other options, if you just want to show a little bit of information, or if you want them to be able to do even more. So I'm going to click share here. And so now I can see both calendars. So that's one way to be able to help schedule quickly, is to be able to see multiple calendars for people. A helpful tool here is under the view, you can decide whether to view these in split view or as an overlay. So if I take it off of split view, right now you're seeing two separate calendars side by side. If I make an overlay, then the calendars kind of combine here into one screen, and you can quickly see where you've got extra time for meetings on both people's schedule. Another way that you can set up meetings in a really quick manner that really cuts down on your administrative time is to use a plugin tool that Travis mentioned in our last webinar called Find Time. And so I'm just going to start a new event here, and I'm going to invite set up our event. We'll call this is our planning meeting. And I'm going to invite Ellie, and I'm going to invite Travis. And you have the option here to decide if these are optional attendees or required. They're required by default, but you can add some people that are optional if you'd like. So from here, I'm going to just click on the Find Time button. Find Time is an add-in tool. You do have to download it separately from Outlook. It's very easy. It took, 2 or 3 clicks to get that all done. And then you just log into it like you would log in with Office 365, and it just shows up here for you. So Find Time is going to look at each person's calendar as much as they have access to help find time for your meeting. Hold on. Let me just refresh this. The helpful screen didn't pop up. So the Find Time tool will take a look at everyone who is required to attend your meeting, and it will suggest times for you to meet. And you can go through and click on any of those that make sense for you, and the other people on your team will get basically a survey, and they go through and pick any of the times that would work for them. They can select and show which time would be their preference or their favorite, and Find Time will automatically go ahead and schedule that meeting for you once everyone has voted on a time. They'll just schedule it for the first time that you all agreed on. And I am not sure why it isn't popping up here today. Luckily, Travis demoed this for us in our last webinar, so you have likely seen this before, and we'll include a link to show it working when we post this for you guys. So once you've got your Find Time set up here, yeah, for some reason it's just not working right this moment. Well, that's all right. You guys have seen how it works. So that's just a little bit about how Find Time works and getting your meeting scheduled up on your calendar. So let's see. The other thing I wanted to point out for you guys is a lot of people are now using Microsoft Teams to do their meetings in an online setting. So especially if several people on your staff work part-time and you guys, you may not all be in the office at the same time. You may be using a conference call or even a video conference through Microsoft Teams. If you're doing an online meeting, there used to be a special button to click to go ahead and get that set up. Now it's just a toggle switch. So you can denote really easily whether or not this is an online meeting. If you do choose to have your meeting through Teams, it will automatically send out the meeting information to your attendees. So they have a link and a call-in number and those kind of things that you would want to have for a meeting in that style. Okay. So let's take a look at our next scenario. Oh, here is an office tip, a productivity tip that is not necessarily just for office. This is called a task switcher, this screen right here. And there's a keyboard shortcut so that you can easily switch between all the windows you have open on your screen. If you hold down the Alt key and then press Tab, each time you press Tab, it'll take a look at a new window for you. If you hold down Alt and Shift and Tab, it'll go backwards in the other direction. So that's a way you can quickly switch between windows of stuff that you're working on. It's really helpful if you are copy and pasting between documents, or maybe you're giving a presentation with a lot of different screens up. That one's a freebie. Okay, scenario 3, my email inbox, best friend and worst enemy. It gets cluttered so quickly and I hate when important emails get missed. Are there tools to help me organize my inbox? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. So for this, we're going to go back to Outlook. We're going to spend a little bit more time here, but we're going to go to the mail section this time. All right, we're going to let that load. There are a couple of cool tools that Outlook has got going on, and you may have noticed on my screen, or you may have seen it yourselves here recently, but Outlook has got a brand new look to it. They're trying to make it more user-friendly and just make it easier to see what to do and just more intuitive. We'll give that just a second to load. I'm an impatient person, so I'm going to try again. While this is loading, I want to show you one tool that is, I know we promised that everything here would be included in the absolutely free versions of things, but I wanted to show you one tool that I really love to use it is only available in the downloadable version of Outlook, but I wanted to show you here my favorite tool in Outlook when I'm talking about productivity. For me, I'm often not sending emails during business hours. I'm sending them, when I get to them. That might be early in the morning. That might be after my kids go to bed. But I don't want to be emailing and sending things to my volunteers late at night and that kind of thing. So what you can do is, if you have the downloaded version of Outlook, you can go into your message options, and there is a delay delivery button. And this delay delivery will let you send this message at the time that you'd like to send it. So, if you want to send a message at 8 a.m. instead of at 4 a.m., then you've got the option to go in and set that for when you want it to send. So that is one of my favorite little tricks here. Let's see. Mail is having a difficult time, and I don't know why. We may have to come back to this one. All right, Ellie, I'm going out of order. So scenario number 4, I would love to move my Post-it notes and random desk papers to an online platform so I can get to them anywhere, anytime. It'd be a bonus if I could share these with my coworkers. You guys, you you know how it is. This is my actual desk when I worked in children's ministry. There are always little notes and reminders and things about people and things that you need to know, and you can't just carry those around with you everywhere. So I wanted to show you a tool that can kind of be your Post-it note board. That tool it's called OneNote. OneNote is a blank canvas, basically, that will let you put in it whatever you want to put in it. It's a place you can just kind of dump your brain out onto electronic paper. There's a couple of really great things about it. One is it's very organizable. So you have OneNote notebooks, and so inside your notebook you can have different sections, kind of like your 5-star, 3-subject binder from high school. And then inside each section, you can have as many pages as you'd like to have. So this is my special events notebook. And in here, I have the major special events that we're working on right now. The one I'll show you here today is, we're working on a conference. We're getting ready to do a conference. And so here we've got a whole bunch of different stuff. Travel arrangement plans, what's everyone doing, when are they coming in, speaking notes, and marketing materials, and what does this look like. This is a tool that will let you work however you work best. If you like to type up your notes, you can type them up. If you like an outline format, it'll help you set that up pretty much automatically. If you like to have checklists of things you can do, it works really well to set up some checklists in here. If you've got a tablet and an Apple Pencil or a Microsoft Pen, you can do handwriting on your tablet, and your handwriting will be searchable in the tool. Even my handwriting is searchable in the tool, and that is saying something. So if you prefer handwritten notes, you can take those here in OneNote. You can have different little boxes of information all on the same page, kind of just whatever, it can be whatever you need it to be. You can also insert a whole bunch of different stuff into your canvas here in OneNote. If you wanted to have a table full of stuff, you could go ahead and stick in a table. If you wanted to include some files, you've got options to either throw them in as attachments, or you can just put a printout of the whole file on the page if that's helpful for you. Pictures, links to online, audio, which I think is a really cool tool. How often are you sitting in a meeting and wish that you had some audio notes, or wish that you could, even give dictation for some things you want to follow up on later? You can record audio right from the app, and it will save it right here for you. So I'll show you how easy it is. I click the button. All right, now it's recording for me, and it's going to record until I tell it to stop. So now I'm going to tell it to stop, and it's going to save it for me, and I'll have my audio recording clip right here on my file. Super easy. You can draw, you can do a whole bunch of different stuff here with this tool. It is a great place for sticky notes. This is my new electronic version of sticky notes, and it's really versatile. The other thing that you can do here is it will also integrate with Outlook. So if you're taking notes for a meeting, for example, you can insert your meeting details like time and date and attendees and that kind of thing right here into OneNote with only a couple of clicks. You can also set these up with a series of tags. You can tag these as this is to do or as important. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can use. And these are customizable fields, this person A and person B. If you wanted to say, discuss this with my boss and discuss this with my intern, you've got options there. I'm going to schedule these as to-do priority 1 items. And when you schedule these or you tag them as a to-do item, they will automatically show up back in Outlook in your task list. So again, if you are used to working off of your Outlook to-do list as your whole plan, you can see these things there as well. Okay, let's take a look and see if we got mail to load. We didn't. So I may take a different approach here.
Yeah, Mel, you can either just keep going or come back to it or.
Yeah. I'm going to try reloading it from somewhere else and seeing if that works.
Cool.
All right, try one more thing here. I wanted to also show you a tool called oh, good. Hey, we got mail up. Before we leave off of OneNote, I'll show you one more tool that I think is pretty cool. And it's called the Format Painter. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this from work in Word or PowerPoint or whatever. Sometimes you get your formatting just right and you really like this specific blue color of font that you chose, and so you want to make sure that this is consistent throughout your document, or the size or the whatever it is that you're working on format wise, font, color, size. You can go in and select the text that you want the rest of your text to look like. Have you ever noticed this paintbrush option right here? For PC users, it will show up here in your little quick bar. It is also across the top, and you can find it up at the top if you are a Mac user as well. And this works not just in OneNote, but in any of your Office products. You can do a format painter. So I just clicked on my paintbrush over this phone system text, and then I can go through and just highlight the rest of the text that I want to have that formatting, and it will automatically mimic it for me. So I think that's a pretty cool thing, and can make your life a little easier when you are working on documents and trying to make sure everything looks consistent in your documents. All right, well, now that we've got Outlook open, I'm going to go back just a little bit and talk about some tools to take care of your inbox. All right, so the first thing that I want you to notice here is this filter option. You can now quickly filter your email to see just your unread messages. You can also filter to see messages that you flagged, etc., etc. Things that are just to you, your at mentions, that kind of thing. So you've got a lot of options here with filtering, which has become more powerful. I know that's something I wanted from Outlook for a really long time, is just give me the list of my unread emails. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a tendency to lose those down the stack if I don't get to them right away. So now you can filter with just a click, and it'll give you that list. The next thing I want you to see is that you can now pin messages to the top of your email box. So for me, you'll see right here at the top of my box, before anything else that's come in, I have this week's prayer request listed here. So first thing in the morning, whatever else happens, I'm not going to lose this email. And the way you do that is just with this little thumbtack. You can pin or unpin using that thumbtack motion right here. I think that's super handy. I'm going to unpin this one because I don't need it. So I love that you can pin your messages. Another thing you're going to see here is that there is now your inbox is split into two pieces. You have your focused messages and then everything else. So through an algorithm, Microsoft is working to help you stay on top of the things that are the most important. And so they are working to send you messages that came directly from people that are not marketing and phishing and that kind of thing. So they are wanting to put in front of you here what they consider to be the most important messages. So here in your focused inbox, you've got for all of these are important announcements or things from actual people that I work with. And if I click over into the other box, I'll see some newsletters, some administrative updates, that kind of thing. So they do a pretty good job splitting up your inbox to help you keep better control over it. They've also given you a couple other tools. Some of these are new, some of them are not. But you've now, at the click of a button, got a junk option. And here from junk option, you can let Microsoft know, is this junk mail? Is it phishing? And that would be a little more malicious than just junk mail. Or is this something that needs to be blocked? So with just a click of a button, you can go through and say, this one's junk. And Microsoft will take care of that for you. And they'll say, hey, do you want to report this or not report this? You do what you feel is right. I'm going to not report it because it's not actually junk in this case. I was just using it as an example. There's also a sweep tool. And sweep is a feature that is dedicated to decluttering. So if any of you are doing Marie Kondo, this tool will spark joy for you. What it does is it quickly deletes unwanted emails from your inbox based on a series of intelligent automation for you. So I clicked on the sweep button while I was here on this SharePoint email. That's not a great example. Let me click on one from Travis. I'll pick on Travis today. So it says, okay, you've clicked on sweep. You've got an email from Travis up. What do you want to do? Do I want to move all of the message from Travis into a different folder? Do I want to delete all of the messages from Travis? Do I want to move all of his older messages, older than 10 days, into some other folder? Maybe that's archived. Maybe you want to put those straight in the trash. You get to make your own decisions there. But you've got options as to what you can do with that sweep tool. And hopefully it gives you a couple of quick options to get things off of your plate in a pretty easy way. So the next thing I wanted to show you is mail rules. And I think this is a pretty powerful tool that people don't use very often. So let me show you what mail rules look like. I'm going to click here on Create Rule. And it's automatically going to give me an option of a rule to make. Like, do I want to always move messages from Travis to some folder? I want to go to more options because what I want is a little more detailed than that. But you can create rules that will automatically handle your email messages for you. So for example, if I'm planning Vacation Bible School and registration is going to open on Sunday, let's see. I'm going to make a rule for registration emails. So here under condition, I'm going to say, if the subject or body of an email comes to me with the word register in it, I want to forward that message to my VBS registration coordinator. Just like that. And then you can add in other conditions as well if you'd like. So you could say, only messages that come in before this day and after this day. So maybe you only want that rule to run the first weekend of registration. It's really up to you. You can customize these rules quite a bit. But setting up some basic rules like that can help you keep your inbox straight and make sure that messages don't get missed. And I'll point this out while we're on the rule screen. Here in your mail settings, you have a ton of customization options for your Outlook so that it will run in a way that's intuitive to you. You can change the layout, so you can, I'll go ahead and save this rule. So you can take a look at what's going on your screen and see what makes the most sense to you. Do you want to see your new messages on the top or the bottom of your screen? Where do you want your reading pane? That kind of thing. There's a lot of good options here to help you out, and I highly encourage you to go in and take a look at your settings and set them in a way that makes sense for you. If you're a Gmail user and you're used to seeing things grouped in conversations, go in and group your messages here in your settings by conversation in Outlook. You can do it here too. So check out the settings and make this tool work for you in the way that you work best. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say on Outlook. Let me just bump back over to our PowerPoint. Okay, scenario 5. With so many to-dos on our list and people working on projects, things fall through the cracks. How can you keep track of your task list? This, I want to take us to tasks. You'll see we're still here in Outlook. We've talked about mail, we've talked about calendars. I'm going to skip the contacts list. I think you guys probably have a good handle on it. But here is our task page. This is a really powerful planning tool if you are the kind of person who loves a to-do list. If you are like me and you will write something on your list just for the joy of crossing it off, even if you've already done it, this is going to be fun for you. So task lists look a little bit different here in the new Outlook, and they've added a whole bunch of functionality, which I think is kind of great. So you can take a quick snapshot of your day. So the first thing I see is I'm supposed to call Dee. She's on my volunteers to call list, and I was supposed to call her back on June the 13th. I am late. I am late calling her, and I need to either reschedule this or figure it out. It's going to let me know I'm late on a couple of other things too, but this one is what they've deemed the most important. I don't have any tasks on my list that have a due date for today. And so my day looks blank over here. And so what they're doing is suggesting, hey, get caught up on these other things. And if you do, here are some suggested other items. So I've got my grocery list up here. I've got my volunteers to call list. I've flagged some emails. And when I flag my emails, they automatically show up on my to-do list because clearly they needed some follow-up of some kind. You can set up your task list to where it integrates with GPS. So if you are, if you're close to some place where you have a to-do item, it can help prioritize that for you. And so there's lots of options here. So there's the My Day list. You can sort things by important. You can sort based on things that are planned. So things that are scheduled out. You've got those here. I have gone ahead. And you can have multiple lists going if you want. So for me, wherever I go, I'm going to keep a grocery list because in children's ministry, you are always looking to buy all kinds of crazy stuff. And, for this Sunday, we're going to need 20 toothpaste tubes. So all kinds of fun stuff. So I always keep a grocery list going here because you never know, what you're going to need or when you're going to need it. So you can add lists really easily. The other thing you can do here is you can integrate your tasks from other tools like Planner, like OneNote, the things we've talked about already today, and they can show up all here in one place as a centralized to-do list for you. So here I have, these are the tasks that have been assigned to me from my VBS plan, my VBS 2020 plan. And if I had things assigned from other plans, they'd show up here also. And I have a flagged email list as well. So when I go in and flag an email, it shows up here on my list, and then I can, I can check those off as I've handled them. So it's really easy, it's really intuitive. I definitely suggest checking that out. If you want more ways to make things easy, what I'm going to suggest for you is to take a look at one other Office 365 tool. It's called Flow. I'll show you what the icon looks like. This one right here is Flow. I've already got it open. So Flow is a tool that lets you use automation to make things happen. So if you've got tasks that you repeat all the time, or things that you want to work seamlessly together, this is a tool that will help you build out the automation to make things happen. And it doesn't work only with Office 365 tools. You can automate something that says, hey, when I post this announcement on my SharePoint page, then automatically also post that to my Twitter and my Facebook page. Well, for me, I have a personal Google Calendar at home, and I want to have all of my personal events copied over to an Outlook calendar here. Or when I have a new task show up on my planner, I want it to automatically pull it into my task list here in Outlook. So there are a ton of options of what you can do with this. I would highly recommend go in and start with the templates and see what they have that's already built that spark in you, and you say, you know, I've done these things over and over and over again. Wouldn't it be great if there was just a way for it to happen automatically? So one that people really like is how to deal with email attachments. So here is an automation template that you can set up to automatically save your email attachments that come in into your OneDrive, so that you've got a copy of them, they're backed up in the cloud. You don't have to worry about losing them or having them get buried in your inbox. So what I did was I just clicked on it, and then I'm going to look here, and it says, okay, this is going to connect my account for Outlook with my account for OneDrive. And then I just click the big blue button, and that's it. It's done. And so now all of my email attachments will get saved in my OneDrive. Just that easy. So I'd suggest go in and take a look at those and see if there are some that will work for you. It's a really cool tool. Okay, let's wrap up with scenario 6. I'm always nervous about losing my receipts before I do my expense report. Has this ever happened to you guys? Happens to me, well, enough, more often than I will admit here. Is there a better way to manage my receipts to save me time and stress? Absolutely there. So I want to show you, this is actually a tool that you can download. It's an app for your phone. It's available for the iPhone and Android and whatever phone you have. This will be an option for you. It's a tool called Office Lens. So I'm just going to show you. I recorded from my phone to show you how this works. Basically, it's an easy way to keep up with your receipts even when you're super busy. So when you get your receipt, it's still in your hand that first time before it got, crumpled up in your wallet or whatever, you can snap a picture of it through Office Lens. And that tool is going to clean it up for you. It'll remove the background. It'll clean up the angles. It'll take care of it for you to make it like a nice, clean looking receipt, as if you had laid it on a copier. And then it'll save it for you in a variety of ways. You can have it save automatically to your OneDrive and have a nice folder of all your receipts when you go to sit down and do your expense report, or you can have them emailed to yourself as a PDF, etc. So let me just show you what it looks like. So you open it up, you snap a picture of your receipt. It's going to clean it all up for you. And then you decide where you want to save it. I'll put mine in OneDrive. And it's that easy. It automatically puts it in my OneDrive. We'll do that one more time so you can see. So I can just line them up on the counter, but you can also do this, while you're still sitting at the lunch you just had, and that way you never have to worry about losing a receipt. Okay, Ellie, I'm going to turn it over to you to do some question and answer for us.
Absolutely. We got some good ones. Okay, so let me just put this here. Okay, the first one we have is in relation to calendar. John asked, is there a limit on the number of calendars that you can have?
That is a good question. I'll tell you what, I've never hit the limit for the number of calendars you can have. I don't know, John, if there is a limit or not. But I'll check into that, and we'll post the answer when we post up our session from today.
Perfect. The second question is from Gary. He asked, how do you install Find Time, and does it work for people outside the organization?
Yes, absolutely. So you install Find Time. Here's how I did it. I Googled Find Time, I clicked on the first result and I clicked download, and then it was done. It's really easy. But we can include a link to the download again when we post this presentation so that you've got a copy of it.
Making a note of that. Okay. Perfect. Third one we had, do you know how long this is in relation to audio recordings in OneNote? Do you know how long a recording can be or if there's a time limit?
Again, I've never run into a time limit, so I am not sure on the answer to that, but I'd be happy to check into it for you.
Okay, fourth one we had, tasks assigned in Planner or integrated to Outlook. Can you have it send automated notifications as the due date approaches?
So you can set reminders on your Planner tasks. I think you can schedule those out in advance as well. Let me flip over to Planner, and we'll just take a quick look here.
Yeah, so the question was, can it send automated notifications as the due date approaches?
So from here and here, let me see if I set a due date on this. So I know that I can send a message on it. I don't know that I can send an automated reminder, like something that says, if you're 2 days out from your deadline, don't forget. I don't think it has that capability, but I'll play around with it a little bit and see what I can find out.
Travis is on here and he did just ping in. He said, yes, Planner already does auto notices based on due date via email. So
thanks, Travis.
So yeah, thank you, Travis. Very helpful. Let's see. Okay, this is one from Angela. Can I import my current OneNote stuff into Office 365?
So I'm curious to know more about that question.
Yeah.
So your OneNote notebooks are automatically saved in your OneDrive folder. So it is accessible from the web from wherever you've got the ability to log into Office 365. So if you're just looking for being able to access it from wherever you are, yes, you can do that. There's also an iPhone app for it as well, or whatever flavor phone you have.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
But I'm not sure if that's the question she's asking or not. So Angela, if I didn't answer your question, let me know and we can dig in on some specifics.
Definitely. We'll go to a couple other ones and see if she has a reply because we asked her over there as well. Okay, Jonathan has a couple questions. Is there a way to see who made changes to calendar events?
Who made changes to calendar events? I'm honestly not sure about that one. Since Travis is on, I'll see if he weighs in on that. But I'll have to find out about that. I know that Office has changed tracking for most things, but I have never tried it for a calendar event.
Okay, I think he did a follow-up. So is that notification setting in Planner or somewhere else?
Oh, for sending out notifications based on due dates? Then yeah, that would be part of Planner.
Let's see. He asked, so is that notification setting in Planner a setting somewhere? Let's see. Jonathan, I think if we didn't answer your question on that, I can't tell if you're referring to your question, Jonathan, or to Angela's about the notifications in Planner. But let's see if you have a response on that. Melody, any other follow-ups to his questions about seeing changes?
Yeah, I don't have an answer on that definitively right now, but I am happy to post that answer up once I have a chance to find out for sure for you. I hate to tell you something that's not true, so I'll post an answer when we post the session.
Okay, great. Angela got back to us and she said, because we asked her where are her notes currently, and she said it's in OneNote on my local drive, I assume.
Gotcha. Okay, so if she's got OneNote installed locally, if she moves to Office 365, then those local notebooks will be accessible from online as well.
Great. Perfect. I had one more question from Jonathan. Can we archive calendar events and or restore events that have been lost or mistakenly deleted?
So I don't know about a restore function unless you're restoring from a backup. And that may be something that's possible, but I'll tell you what, I am, and I hate to say it, but I'm not sure on the calendar front exactly what's possible or exactly how you would do it.
Perfect. We'll look into it. We can post something else. Let's see. Trying to kind of navigate through all these posts. Thank y'all for chiming in here. So Jonathan was asking about the automated notices based on due date. And so basically wondering, is that a setting? Where is that setting? Does it happen automatically? So yeah, is it a notification in Planner? So not sure if you want to go back to Planner for that, Melody, or we can explain it when we type it out and maybe do some screen shares.
Let me do it that way because I am confident that it is in there, but it's going to take me a minute to find the right menu to show you where it is. But I'll definitely post that answer up with the rest of the session when we post it.
Perfect. And we want to make sure we're understanding y'all's questions. So maybe we can do some follow-ups one-on-one to make sure we know what you guys are asking. So, okay, let me do a quick run through and make sure I got them all. Okay, perfect. So that completes the presentation and what we're going to go over today. We thank y'all so much for hopping on. We do have a couple quick housekeeping things just to tell you guys. Y'all will receive a recording of this via email, so be on the lookout for that. It will include the recording of it as well as all the Q&A. So send that to your coworkers or anyone that wasn't able to hop on, and definitely join us for our next one. So we will be doing our next webinar in our series with a focus on collaboration tools. So I think we're going to maybe do a collaboration with a few presenters with this as well. And it's going to be great. So that will be in a couple months or a couple weeks, I guess, and you will get an email about it. So we appreciate y'all hopping on today. I think that was it. If there's anything else that we can answer for you guys, feel free to post it here in the chat before we close everything down. But if not, you guys are good to go. And also email us at info@enable.email. Melody, if you want to go to that next slide, our email is posted on there. Perfect. Great. So yeah, if y'all have anything else, y'all just let us know. But we appreciate today. Melody, thank you so much for the presentation. It was great. I learned a lot.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, y'all.